battery just a little bit, not 100%, but you've listened to yourself. And listening to yourself first is how you are then able to listen to whoever's next. In many cases, that's our families. It's our spouses or our kids or our grandkids. And again, no greater gift than listening to them. And when you listen to them, you teach them a valuable lesson. You teach them how to listen to others. I had a Grandma Happy. Grandma Happy would sit me down on her couch, and we wouldn't say a word. 5, 10 minutes would go by, and it was comfortable with Grandma Happy. And then she'd say something I'll never forget. She'd look at me, she goes, Benny, what you thinking? And she taught me 2 things. It was okay to have silence even with somebody, because we all know people who can't sit with you and be silent. They figure you got to fill the space. And she was like, no, that's okay, because it's all right to sit with me, and somehow that may fuel your thoughts in a different way than if you sit alone. And then she taught me the second lesson. Ask somebody what they're thinking and validate their being by the fact that you care about what's going on in their mind. Because that makes us feel like we belong, that somebody cares about our thoughts. Again, not about how much money you have or the house you have or the car you drive, the title you carry, but it's your reputation. It's how you're known, how you behave towards others, and just being willing to hear what they have to say. It's good for them and it's good for you. When I sit still and just listen to someone speak, usually my breathing slows down, my heartbeat drops a little bit, blood pressure drops a little bit, because I'm just settling into just having a conversation. So there's a health benefit to this too. The third level of listening, the first to yourself, the second is to people you know, the family, the friends. Marv knows this, and Buzz, the guys at the Y, and the gals at the Y. We share stories. I've got people who say, your daughter's going to college? I remember when you came in and said your wife was pregnant. I mean, we shared our lives. It's not about the exercises we do, that's part of it, but it's the community we build by the relationships we have. When I speak to business groups, I talk about, your goal is to move from transactional business to relational business. That relational business is about the relationships you develop. And oh, by the way, we do some business together. And those business relationships grow over time because the personal relationship grows. If you just sell me a widget and I'm on my way, the next time I probably will go get my widget somewhere else. The third level of listening that I call sort of like in the Maslow hierarchy of needs, this is the Marin's hierarchy of listening. This is the most important level. When you listen to a stranger, somebody you don't know, who wants to tell you a story. And the reason I call this the highest level is a stranger who's willing to tell you their story has nobody else to talk to, or they wouldn't talk to you. It is just not our nature to talk to a stranger when we can talk to somebody we know. But more and more today, there are those of us who we don't live near our families, especially as we get older, they move off or we move off, or maybe we move out of the house or we lose a spouse, and we are all of a sudden now having to deal with people that we normally wouldn't deal with. We don't know them. So a stranger who's going to share their story with you is asking you to give that highest level of listening. They're asking you to take their story, trust you with their story, and validate who they are. The most extreme example of this came from Ken, who also Rotarian. He's up